The central piece of the Puritan theology is doubt. What is going to happen to my soul? What can I do to be saved? Will I be saved? These are the central questions the Puritans are asking, and they're questions to which they can never find an answer. So they are by nature doubters, questioners, thinking about received wisdom. Remember, they've left England to get away from the Orthodox Church, which believed it did have the answers, and so they're constantly questioning not only the Church of England, but their own clergy, those in authority, and questioning, arguing. It's one reason they believe so strongly in education, learning to read and write, so that you can take down notes of the ministers and record things and think about things and read the scriptures and come to your own conclusions about the scriptures. The right to question, to reach one's own conclusions, it's really the heart of the Puritan tradition, as they're really trying to get at this relationship between themselves as individuals and God. And the colony does attract others who are questioning and others who are doubting. And so dissenters are going to emerge within this colony, questioning one another. Remember, they have not only a church that practices this dissent, but also in the public sphere you have questioning, doubting. You have annual elections. You have Winthrop is elected governor more often than not, but he's defeated a few times by others who don't like Winthrop or disagree with the direction he is taking this. So on the one hand, we're creating this community of the godly where we hope everyone will be part, but then you do have differences of opinion. So Winthrop and Thomas Dudley are almost constantly at odds. They're called, somewhat ironically, the two brothers, although they are arguing for most of the 1630s and 1640s. Now, you can tolerate some dissent, and some dissent is healthy, but if a dissenter is calling into question the whole reason for being here, then that could be a problem. And so it's a difficult system to navigate. It's a difficult position to create here, as we have people questioning, people reading, people thinking, and they're not just supposed to listen to the sermon and accept it. They're really supposed to think about it. And because this is a system where you have the ministers essentially giving 2-hour lectures on Sunday and then coming back in the afternoon for another 2-hour lecture, you want people to be thinking about what the minister is saying. And the ministers have to come up with new things to say every week about much the same things as we're trying to show people how to live their lives and how to create a society. There is so much here that can be questioned. You'll find people asking questions, debating things, arguing about things in the public square, in the meeting house, in the marketplace. It's the whole center of their identity is one of trying to figure out where they stand in relationship to God. And it's a question to which there isn't an answer. And each of us is trying to get at this. No matter what your social status is, we have no idea of knowing who is saved and who is not. And because the central thing we want to have answered is the one thing that can never be answered, we're always going to be in doubt, always going to be questioning ourselves, our elders, our leaders, and trying to figure out where we stand in this world. It's one of the most difficult things these Puritans are trying to do, is trying to imagine what their position is in this world. And remember, it's a world that they have created. They've arrived here, and they've left behind all of their own understanding of the world as it existed in England. New England is a completely new world, and it's extraordinarily difficult for the Puritans to navigate it, to understand it, to make sense of the new world and their lives in it.